Hey, it's okay, Fixer back with the Volkswagen. This is sad, but it's funny because this is how things work in this garage. So I rebuilt this fuel pump, right? Okay, and I start the car up, and you can see the fuel going on the sides of it. That's funny right there. That's yeah, you gotta laugh at that, because if you cry at it, it'll make you really depressed. So I took it all apart, right? And I lightly sanded both halves flat on a piece of flat steel, and I think they're going to require more machining. Maybe it was the beating I was giving it, trying to get it apart. I don't know. But I think it's just it was warped, and the only thing that was holding it together was the fact that it was warped. I don't know. I don't know. So, anyways, I couldn't make it work, so I just ordered another one from Bill. It'll be here in a few days. I'll show you when I get it. But in the meantime, let's clean up this giant mess, and we'll start working on the bumper. And I've got a box that came today, Sunday, if you can believe it, from Wolfsburg. All right, this bumper here, I'm mistaken, it is not German, and you can tell just by how flimsy it is. The front bumper, however, is German because it's considerably thicker, or it's a lot better quality than this. This is just a very light. This is almost. It's like a piece of material for a fender. It's just nothing. There's nothing there. You would think it would be some thick stuff like this, and it's not. It just is not. I guess it acts as a. I don't know what it acts as, but I do have original German. They got VW part numbers on them, and you can tell because it has the tow hook. So I have original German brackets. So we're going to put this thing together, and we're going to put it on the car. It's pretty simple, just bolt it together, so let's get that done. Oh, got the bumper on. So nothing special about it. It fits like an aftermarket bumper though, like crap. No, it was alright, it wasn't bad. Alright, we'll open up our Wolfsburg West box and see what we got here. Oh, I just sliced through the precious rubber. It's probably full of peanuts. Now, Wolfsburg was $4 cheaper on these, and they say they're German on the chrome pieces, and they say they're German. So I'm just looking and seeing if they're all dented up. Oh, they look pretty good. Doesn't have any hole here for my screw up top. That doesn't surprise me, that I would have to take and make it work. What's it say here? Well, it's stamped. It's stamped made in Germany, well, which is good. So actually Rock Auto was more expensive on these than Wolfsburg was. So I don't know how much better they would be. They might even be the same thing. Okay, got front channels for our vent glasses and inside belt moldings and wazoos of peanuts. Look at the peanuts, all the peanuts. The peanuts, the peanuts. Well, it's too bad you couldn't do something with these. And I ordered a set of brake pads. don't see a packing list here. Unless it's in here. So let's look in here and see if there's a packing list. Well, time to get a new razor blade. No packing list. So, I wonder if there's one on the outside. Probably is. I'll look at that packing list and see if there's everything on that list. Yup, everything there. Look at that price. Yeah, for those little parts. $201.35. Jeez. Okay. Since I got my parts from Wolfsburg, I'm going to start putting my door together. The first thing I'm going to put on is this molding right here. And it has clips, and the clips slide. So you have to get them into the door. All the while trying to get this piece lined up. It's kind of hard to do, but you can do it. So I trust you can. It's real important to get this pushed in there as much as you can, because you don't want your glass rolling up and catching this. So tuck that in. Okay, you see when you get it tucked up in there, you have holes here, and those go for the clips. So we'll get this all tucked up in there, and I'll have to look at this screw hole because there's no screw hole here, but there's a screw that goes up there also. So let's get that all tucked up in place and the clips on. Okay, these little clips, I don't think it matters which way they go, up or down. I'm doing them down because of gravity. You know, they can't shake out. The profile on either side is the same for the molding to stick into, and your chrome moldings up here is fine. I got to put my screw up here, but I think we're all done with that. There's going to be too much of a pain in the ass for finding that screw that goes up in there. The vent's going to hold it in place. I'm not messing with it. Alright, if you use a flat screwdriver, you can clip these in place. They clip in really hard. So they did clip in though, so we're good. Now we'll put our vent in. This is our better vent glass, and the only thing I did to this is I put a new channel in it. Channel for the other side, and they've got like a little gummy surface, and as long as you've got it clean and everything, the window rolling up and down is not going to move that, so you can just kind of press it in there and she works fine. And then we'll flip it around and go right there. I'm going to need two hands to do this, but we're going to kind of do one of these numbers. Careful not to rip up your rubber. So I tried to put it down in here and it just pushes this rubber away. So I've put a pair of pliers down there. It's just kind of a wedge. A wedge of wood would work just fine. I just grabbed what I had, and we'll be able to get that down there without pushing these rubber pieces away, and then when we pull it out, the door will come back together. We didn't bend it or anything. We're just kind of opening it up a little bit. Alright, there's a felt channel right there, and you want to make sure you get this metal piece on the felt channel on the outside of this. Sometimes they stick on the inside, so if you bring it up a little bit farther and fold these rubber pieces kind of out of the way with your wedge in here, you can kind of slip things down and then bop it over. Then I had another problem also with this metal molding right here, this chrome piece, and what I was doing is I was holding it with a hook while I was tapping this in. So, but we do have this in, and there will be a screw that goes up in there, so we'll put that screw up there, and then I can't go any farther until I get a piece of molding, which is the window channel. So once I get the window channel, then I can put that in there. Window goes up and down. I can even put the door panel on it. I'm thrilled. Well, it looks like it's time for another camera. This one's got a scratch on the lens now. Okay, you put your vent glass in, right? All right, and you tried to adjust it a little bit. Maybe you pushed it in or something like that, and the glass was loose, and so you took the glass out of it. Okay, the glass came out of it. Don't freak out. Okay, that's number one. Don't freak out. Okay, and what you want to do is do not, okay, I repeat, do not remove the, well, Wolfsburg sells new packing for it. Yeah, drive that aluminum vent onto that new packing. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, sure, yeah. Do not remove the aluminum, excuse me, do not remove the packing from the inside of here. Okay, just take yourself a Q-tip and clean it out, all right? Clean it out. You get a dauber or a Q-tip or something and clean it out. Okay, we're going to clean this and let it dry, and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, once you get that warm and dry, you can squeeze out a bead of glue on your glass. That's too much, so I'm going to have to scrape a little bit off. You want just a little coating. You can use urethane or silicone on this. If you want to use urethane, use yourself a very small schnozzle. That's SCHNOZZLE to keep with the German theme. If you do not have any urethane and want to use urethane, go to your local glass shop and they'll have a bunch of these tubes in the trash, and they'll have a little bit left in the end. Cut the end of it off and use a Q-tip and apply it on there. Doesn't need to be a lot, just a little skim, and then we're going to slide it in there. And the reason why you don't want to put a lot in there is because you will not be able to push it where it will spooge out enough, and the glass will be sticking out of the edge here and it won't shut right. So you want to just use the smallest amount as you can to avoid the spooge and to get the glass in there so it's fixed in there. Heat is your friend. Get it as clean as you can. Okay, let's put it in there. Scallop! Tee-hee-hee! Okay, you're going to want to wipe that off, and that part right there, and then close it. And you know, you can kind of, it's hard to do this, it's both at the same time. The scallop tee-hee-hee came from way back. We had a glass company I worked for. They had glued in glass, and they wanted us to scrape it all the way down to the body, you know, scrape it right down to the metal, and then set the glass in with butyl and silicone. Jesus. Okay. And you know, after you scrape the metal, so you know, a year later the customer will be coming back, my windshield leaks. Yeah, because there's no pinch weld underneath it anymore from the silicone eating it all up. So wait for the truck to go by. So we would scalp the windshields, and to scalp a windshield was to cut the glass out, and you know, you have your original polysulfide or your urethane, and it was however thick it was on the pinch weld, so it set the height of the glass, which was perfect. And then it had the original attachment to the body, and as long as it hadn't got ate up with rust or anything like that, it was perfect. Perfectly acceptable to run a bead of urethane over that, because urethane sticks to urethane or polysulfide very well, and it sticks to glass very well. So you just run a bead of urethane, stick the glass in place, put your moldings on, Bob's your uncle. Really simple. Scale up. Well, our manager hated that. He hated the idea of us doing something like that. Was completely verboten. So to piss him off, when we got done setting the glass, it was hey, we scalped that one, Al. It got to where we was going, scallop, tee hee hee. Oh, now anyways, that's You'd have to be there, I guess. All right, let's clean this up. Oh, okay, rubber gaskets really like the silly ha-ha, so you want to make sure and get the silicone on them. And then once you get them all coned up really good, you can close this and the glass will fall right out. See if we can get that pushed in there a little bit more. There she is. Give it a close. And she should be fine. And we'll let that set for 95 years. A day she should be fine. If you're a little tight up here, you can put a plastic stick in there and give it a little pry to get it back in there a little farther. The glass in there a little bit farther. Of course, it might come out the back too. But get it adjusted where you want it and then shut it and let it set for a day or so. Let that glue set up and she should be fine. Worst case scenario, you don't have the vent glass. Best case scenario is they're whistly, leaky things that provide a little ventilation for you. Vents are just whistly and leaky, and that's the way they are. In fact, I did a bug one time because I was tired of vent glasses with one-piece windows. So, it is what it is. We're coming right along. I still haven't received my and when the wife comes out and starts talking to you about stuff and you're yes ma'aming and no ma'aming her, that is not the time to be putting these little chrome pieces in, because mine was underneath there and I jammed the vent up into it and bent it. So yeah. Oh, what are you going to do? Oh, well, it goes with the theme of the vehicle. So we're okay there. We've got our rubber pieces on both doors, and our vents operate very nicely. Of course, they'll whistle probably because they have the original, But, you know, I did all the work to this car, and the vents still whistle on it too. So, yeah. Why? Okay, some things I want to show you. I went down to Wham-A-Lart and I bought this for $48. Okay, it's a never start value, and wired it all in, and boop, there you go. That is an $8 piece from Rock Auto. I had to fidget with it a bit in order to make it work. And a lot of people said, yeah, you got to fidget with them, blah, 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 blah. If you buy one from Wolfsburg, you don't have to. Yeah. Well, Wolfsburg's $32, I think. So $8 and that lights up versus $32 and it lights up. Yeah, okay. Then, I'll show you this. And this confused me for a long time, too. And it was like, oh, you don't have the key on. You don't have the fuse box energized. That's why it's not working. It doesn't work perfectly, but it works now. So, and I only paid $10 for that, I think, if not $5. So it won't work if you have, so the kids can't push you have to have the fuse box energized. And that not having an oil light on reminds me, I need to put a connector on there, because while I was taking the fuel pump off, I noticed the wire was very thin. And I'll have to put a connector on it. Now, the fuel pump that was spritzing gasoline all over my new distributor, I took it off and I sent it in to Bill to have him fix it. He said he'd do it for $50. So, can't beat that, because he said he'd be able to save the gasket set, or the gaskets on it, which is fine with me. I'll have a good spare, but I also ordered a new one. I'm going to fix that wire on that oil pressure switch, put a new connector on it. Hi, join us. What? Yeah, exactly. Where do they get these radio personalities or these radio people who speak? Don't they listen to them first? There's this lady on the radio, and she's got some podcast or something, and she's saying, hi, join us. And that's what it comes out to. Hi, join us. And it's like, I don't want your join us lady or whatever the hell you're trying to say. This is on the radio. These people, you can't make this stuff up. Anyways, yeah. Well, because I have more money than God now, for some reason, I don't know why, I've got more work than what I know what to do with. I've been buying stuff for the car, and so today I bought an interior kit for it, as far as seat covers and carpet. So, but that'll be coming too. But and I rebuilt that fuel pump, and it leaked, and so it's a week later. So join us in opening this box. I just don't know where to get them. You hear people with lisps and slurs and hair lips doing the news and stuff like that, and it's like, are you kidding me? So I had mine rebuilt, but that's being done right now. In the meantime, I just bought another one from Bill. Oh my God, look at that. Oh geez, it's like sterile. Isn't that crazy? That's just a... Even the screws are plated. Look at... Wow. That's a piece of work there. That is a piece of work there. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, we're going to get some grease in there and probably prime it a little bit, and we'll put it on the car.
I've held an AR-15 in my hand. I wish I had it. It is as heavy as 10 boxes that you might be moving. And the bullet that is utilized, a 50 caliber, these kinds of bullets, need to be licensed and do not need to be on the street.
19.8. So, what is it? 10 boxes of feathers? 10 boxes of marshmallows? What? Can't get the goddamn bullet in it.
6'2", competing against my 5'4" niece doesn't sound very fair. I think most people in the country think it's bizarre, that it's just completely bizarre and unfair that people, and you're going to run the Department of Education, you've got no problem with it. That concerns me, and I think this kind of thing is going to lead to really just the vast majority of America just wondering, who are these people that think it's okay? From what planet are you from? I mean, to think it's okay that boys would compete with girls in a track meet, that somehow would be fair. Wrestling against girls do it, it just makes no sense whatsoever. And so I think the fact that you seem to be afraid to answer the question, or you basically do answer the question by saying it's okay without saying it's okay, really is a statement to a real problem we have, and a disconnect between what middle America and what most Americans actually believe. I even think most Democrats don't believe girls should run in the boys' track meet. Boys should run in the girls' track meet. So I'm disappointed in the answer, and I just can't imagine that we're going to have a policy like that nationally. Thank you, Senator.
I thought I'd add this classic as well.
That figure with me, sir. I can certainly supply it to you if you'd like.
Yeah, my fear is that the whole island will become so overly populated that it will tip over and capsize?
We don't anticipate that.
I wonder why they don't anticipate it. I don't know why. So, lefties. Morons? Yes. Yes, they are. I got my tire mounted. I did that myself. And I just kind of wire wheeled it a little bit with the, God, I can't think of what he calls that. What does Vice Grip Garage call it? The chin poker or the face poker or something? Yeah, wire wheel. So I'm just going to do it in some clear, and there you go. That tire was made in 2005, so it's only a tire in the academic sense, as it once was made out of rubber, and it's black. Actually, it doesn't have any weather cracks in it, and the tread's fine on it. For a spare, it's going to be okay with me. It's getting a little hard though. They get that old, you don't want to run them at 80 miles an hour, but it's okay for a spare. Also, I got these in the mail today. Speaking of mail, he's outside, so I got to cut this off. I think he's delivering me something else. Window run channels, so let's go put these on next. Oh my God, I almost forgot about my turkey. They seem to be about the correct size, and so you can have a little bit too much in the back of your door. So let's put these in. So you can pull these little rubber pieces aside and slide this down here, and you can give it a little bend to make it work like this. The most important is this needs to not have a gap in it first. Okay, so this is where you need to start. Essentially, you can slide it down, and she's coming out right here, but you can slide it down enough where you can start this up there, and you want to push it in as far as you can, and the little clips you have right here hold this all in place. So you just kind of finagle it all in place and then push it into the track here. Then we're going to take the bolt out of our track. Can't push it into the track unless the bolt's in. Take the bolt out, slide the track back a little bit, and get your glass located in the moldings, and then just kind of slide it up in place, bolt it up, crank it up, and then you should be good. So you can take yourself a sissy stick and stick it up in there like so, and a rubber hammer. And that will help set that channel into those clips. I can live with that. Yeah. Sweet. Come on, Granny. A breeze. A breeze. This car is just as tight as this car. You have to roll the windows down in order to shut them. Okay, I have, this is a '69 car. but I have a 113905 205 T distributor. So you have to go, because it was built late in the year, into the Orange Book. And in the Orange Book, it does indeed show my distributor, but it doesn't necessarily give, like these, 0. But then it does say on 70 cars and fuel injected cars with automatic stick shift, 0 degrees. So I'm going to go a 3 marked pulley. I'm going to go all the way to the left because it has 3 marks on it. It has 0, 7.5, and 10. There's a reason why it's marked with 3. So I'm going to go on to 0, time this at 0. Right on the money. Run a lot better when I get a different carburetor for it. Get the correct carburetor for it back. No fuel pump leaks. Beautiful job there. Very nice. Spot on. This electromagnetic deal doesn't work all the time. Kind of funny. Okay, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Got a couple of stickers I put on. This is the correct one. It is green with 5 teeth. The laughing sawfish. This is less correct, but it's what I found. And as a nod to my brilliant artist brother, I had another one of these. All right.